And welcome to another Starcraft 2 live cast. This one we're playing a TvP here on Catalyst LE.
Not enough minerals.
So I think we'll go for
SCV ready.
Not enough
Engineering
minerals.
Bay block.
Not enough minerals.
Into a planetary at the natural.
SCV ready.
Yeah, we'll give that a try. Maybe a proxy base too. It's kind of difficult to take a third, so if I make my third my fourth base, maybe that would make more sense.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Huh? Well, butter my biscuit. SCV ready.
Okay.
What's going on? Yo. SCV ready.
Interesting. Should I be worried about that?
Yeah.
I guess I should be.
Big job, huh? Woo-hoo! Over to SCV ready. Bad news. Ah! You scared me! SCV ready. In the rear with the gear. Roger. SCV ready. Go ahead.
Not quite sure what the answer is here.
Yes, sir. Big job, huh?
Additional supply. Our SCVs are under attack.
Bad news. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I can finish that, we're okay.
What's going on?
Additional supply.
In the rear with the gear. Yep. Ah! You scared me! Huh? We hear you.
Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
Go, go, go! Bad news. SCV ready. Go ahead. Huh?
Command base is under attack. Not
SCV ready. SCV ready. In the rear, ready here. SCV ready. Big job.
research complete.
What's going on? SCV ready.
Okay.
Bad news.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Huh?
Not enough minerals. Not enough
You scared me.
minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough
Probably
minerals.
another cheese follow-up,
Go
be my
ahead.
guess.
We hear you. Big job. SCV ready. Bad news. Yo. You scared me. SCV ready. Move it. In the rear with the gear.
Not enough energy.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Add-on complete.
Speak up. What's our target? Ready. I can't build here.
Additional supply depots required.
Yep.
Maybe cyclones are better?
Not enough minerals. Insufficient Vespine gas.
Ready to roll.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Gangway coming through. Yeah, whatever. Go ahead. Bad news. SCV ready.
Cyclone en route. Nothing'll stop me. Oh, I'll get there.
Command center upgrade complete.
Show me how you want to die. Comms open. Got a target in mind?
Good job, Bill here. Ah! You scared me. SCV ready.
Not enough. Our SCVs are under attack.
Nothing'll
SCV
stop
ready.
me.
Yep.
Okay.
Yo.
Some need siege
ready.
tanks.
Not enough energy.
Ready to plunder. Yep.
Our SCVs are under attack. Base is under attack.
Uh-huh.
Comms open.
Big job, huh?
Additional base is under attack. Not enough energy. Additional add-on complete.
SCV ready. Certainly.
Base
I shouldn't
is
have lost
under
that.
attack.
SCV ready. Ah! In the rear with the gear. Fueled up, ready to go.
Shouldn't be too difficult.
Rock and let's get into the fight.
Show me who you want to die.
Base is under attack.
Fight or flight. Yeah, right.
Channel's clear, boss. Cyclone receiving. Nothing.
Made for battle. All right.
Ay, ay.
Bad news. Transformation systems.
I think.
Upgrade complete. Mineral field completed. Base is under attack.
Nothing'll stop me. Moving into position.
Our SCVs are under attack.
In the rear with the gear. Ah! You scared me! Fueled up, ready to go!
Mineral field depleted. Insufficient Vespine gas.
Big jump.
Not enough energy. field depleted.
I'm in deep.
Ready to blunder.
Mineral field depleted. Not enough energy. Insufficient Vespine gas. Insufficient Vespine
Ready to blunder.
gas.
In the rear with the gear. Ready.
I getcha.
What's going on? Big job, huh?
Ready to blunder. Made
Base
for
is
battle.
under attack.
Very well. Ready to blunder.
Don't like that I'm so close to these cannons.
Got no patience.
Let's get into the fight. Burn and pillage. I like it.
Ready to roll out. Lay it on me.
Ready to blunder. Can't hold them alone.
Not enough energy.
Go.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, right.
What's going on? Go ahead.
Our
Ready to blunder.
SCVs are under attack.
In the rear with the
Upgrade
gear.
complete. Base is under attack. Not enough energy. Our SCVs are under attack.
Roger. Huh? Go ahead.
Add-on complete.
Can't hold them alone. Made for battle.
Not enough energy.
What's our target? SCV ready.
Till they trapped this tank, didn't they?
Complete.
Fueled up, ready to go.
No, we're okay, good.
Yes, sir.
You ready for war? Certainly. Bold. Aggressive. I like it.
Mineral field depleted.
Wow, we just got wrecked.
Up, ready to go.
You must have other bases.
Base is under attack.
Transformation.
What's our target?
Console. Ready to blunder.
Ah, you scared me. Build here.
Not enough energy.
In the rear.
Uh,
Go ahead. We here.
Unacceptable landing zone. Base is under attack.
Inbound. Very well. Ready to blunder.
Vespine geyser exhausted.
Huh? Big job, huh?
Mineral field depleted.
In the rear with the gear.
Ready to blunder.
Speak up.
Ready to blunder.
What's going on? Ah, you scared me. That's our target!
SCV ready.
Mineral field depleted.
Why can't I lift these? There we go.
Ready to plunder.
Base is under attack.
Can't hold them alone.
Mineral field depleted.
Ready for
Upgrade complete.
fortune, favorite. Huh? Ready to
Where
plunder.
the heck is this other base?
Ah! You scared me! In the rear with the gear.
Transformation system prime.
Mineral field depleted. Unacceptable.
Ready to plunder. Ready to plunder.
I'm going.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Go ahead. What's going on? Bandit. Big job, huh?
Ready to plunder.
Right.
Our SCVs are under enough energy. Base is under attack.
Ready for war.
Not enough energy.
Channel's clear, boss.
It's your dime. What's that?
Command center upgrade complete. Base is under attack. Vespine geyser exhausted.
Comms open.
Got no race.
Unacceptable landing. Command center upgrade.
No one lives forever. Aggressive. I like it. Agreed. Strike hard and fast.
Base is under attack.
Certainly. Victory.
Bad news? Ah! You scared? Go ahead.
Not enough energy. Base is under attack.
Huh? Well, butter my biscuit. What's going on? Uh-huh. Move it.
Base not is under attack. Energy. Mineral field depleted.
Cyclone en route.
This better be good.
Insufficient.
Ready to plunder.
Base is under attack.
You ready for war? Victory. Inbound. All right. Been waiting on you. Fight or flight? Yeah, right. You ready for war?
He doesn't have protection here.
Prime. Victory. Agreed.
SCV.
Ready to plunder.
Mineral field depleted.
Made for battle. VTOL engaged. Can't hold them alone. Certainly.
Vespine geyser exhausted.
Let's get into the fight.
Armed and ready.
No one lives forever. Ready to plunder.
Mineral field depleted.
In the rear with the gear.
You ready for war? Transformation systems primed. VTOL engaged. Made for battle. Yes, indeed.
Big job.
Let's fight or flight. Yeah,
What's going on? We could use some help here.
Agreed. Certainly. I like it.
Upgrade complete.
Inbound. No one lives forever. All right. Bold. Enemy contact. Ha-ha! Victory.
Suit up, ready to go.
Transformation systems prime.
Need something. FTV ready.
Wow. I did not figure out that game correctly. So here was the major logic error I made. If he were on one base, I cannot lose on 3 bases. So I should make the assumption that he has extra bases elsewhere. And I did not do that. I just kind of went into cruise control. Like, yeah, all I gotta do is defend and I'm fine. As soon as I kill off all these air units, it's game over. And then much later, I realized there's a lot more air units than there should be. I'm not facing a one-base Protoss. Maybe I'm even behind on economy. Oh crap. And that's where we ended up. This was a weird opener. So here's the thing with facing Proxy shield battery. All you have to do is keep your army far away, right? So normally, like if they continue on base and set up all their shield batteries here, you just keep your army back here. Right? Because like what can you do? You can shoot at barracks, you can kill your depots, you can poke away at your mineral line, but at that point he's getting pretty far away from his shield batteries. So all you really have to do is defend your mineral line. And if he ventures too far away, you kill stuff. If he doesn't venture far away, you're not really taking it like critical damage. And then once you build up enough of an army, you can just go and raffle stomp the shield batteries. Now, if you fight near his shield batteries, he'll just slowly be picking away at you and losing almost nothing because he has shield batteries, and that's not what you want. So in this case, I was kind of forced to fight right by his shield batteries because shield base is right here, my base is right here. I can't like move my base back. Now the one advantage is we do have the 2 bases instead of the 1. Oddly enough, I didn't even expect this follow-up. I was thinking like DTs or something. Cyclones is a bad idea because the cannons are so close. I think Widow Mines make more sense. They don't kill anything, but they zone him out. Like, I had to build 2 missile turrets here, which may or may not hold him off. But a single Widow Mine, or a couple Widow Mines here, can even stop Tempests from going too far. Excuse me. Tempest DPS is pretty low. I thought I could out-repair it, but repair on structures is way faster than repair on units because the repair rate is relative to the total hit points and total build time of a unit. And this, you know, has like 1,000 hit points in 60 seconds, or a tank has 175 hit points in 60 seconds. So your repair rate is like 1/7 or 1/6 the speed. So even Tempest can cut down through repair. I also didn't have like a full SCV repair either. But my general game plan in my brain here is siege tanks and Vikings. Siege tanks outrange the cannons, Vikings can deal with his air and protect the siege tanks. That's sort of the rough plan. Can't say I've ever really faced this, and if I have, I can't say I figured it out. There you can see how the Tempest can't even get through. Like one Tempest DPS is about the same as one SCV repairing. But now he's going up to 4 gas geysers, and things are going to start getting scarier. Nice thing about getting any sort of siege tank damage here is it will drain the shield batteries. Every time I hit a cannon, the shield battery energy gets drained, unless he manually turns it off. And ideally he doesn't care too much about repairing the cannons, he wants that shield energy available for when I do things like that. He wants those units getting repaired. My resources are really high, so I'm still kind of on the fence of what I'm actually supposed to be doing here. I was getting ready to transition at one point, switching my starports over to tech labs, but then I noticed he was on carriers. This is also noticed when he had a lot of carriers. I'm like, oh man, he's got at least 2 bases. So then I had to put them back to reactors, or I think I built 2 new ones on the reactors. I was just all over the place with my decision making. Didn't really have a game plan. It always helps to have a game plan. Nothing feels better than when you see something, it's just like, okay, I know what this is, and I gotta do step A, B, and C. Not only do you know what you're supposed to do, but it becomes natural to you, so you don't waste brain power on trying to think, what should I be doing? Meanwhile, you're not building anything, and your SCVs are idle. Less you have to think about in-game through preparedness between games. Helps a lot. I didn't actually notice this lost power. This is where I could just steamroll over here, right? He's got no more shield batteries. Like, this is... He literally has to fall back to these cannons for protection. Should land this right here. It's nice that I can shoot the Nexus, but it would have been better if I could have shot the probes. So here's the thing with his army. It's pretty contained to where he has shield batteries. Because out in the open, since I have a larger economy, I can walk over his army. Probably a new carrier that built there. Looks like he's not even producing. I'm not sure if he's scared to produce there. But his resources are pretty high. Yeah, he's... Looks like he's going to transition into gateways. That was funny. So what he did was... See, he's dealing with the planetary. But like by what I said, like his army needs to be contained to where he has protection. Cannons and shield batteries. and he decided to attack this outside of that. So I was just able to sneak around with my Vikings, attack him, and he immediately recalls because he knows all this stuff is dead. But by recalling, he just hit his 0 key, right, which is all of his Nexus, and just hit recall, right? So they recall, and they recall to this Nexus here, which immediately dies and cancels the recall. That was such a bad luck for him. Instead of popping back here or over here, he didn't choose the exact Nexus. I should have shot this down. Let's take away his vision. Not sure where those guys are going. Anyways, at this point, he's got a bunch of warp gates now. And he just spent through his bank, so this is his only mining base, and he didn't even get his probes over here, so the probes all died. Down to 11. Simulator lives. Ugh, interesting game. So if I were to prepare myself for next time, which would make sense, I guess, since I was clearly all over the place this game. Like, frankly, the fact that I got a second base up is maybe the only reason I won this game. I made all those poor decisions on one base. Meanwhile, he's pressuring and taking another base. I could have been in a lot of trouble. Luckily, because I thought I was going against DT, I got one missile turret here and one here. And because I didn't want cannons outranging me, I got high stick auto tracking. So I had range upgraded missile turrets before I even know there's voids. Yeah, so yeah, this should have tipped me off. You know, cannons outside my right outside my base. It's going to be shield battery, void ray, for sure. So I have an engineering bay. I can make missile turrets. I suppose I probably should. Maybe like turret, turret, turret. That makes sense. Double factory is not a bad idea. Stargate is kind of Starport's kind of far away. Although once the first factory finishes, I probably should build a Starport right away. Yeah, I think Cyclones is not the answer. I mean, obviously they can kite Void Rays great, but if the Voids are hanging up by the cannons and shield batteries, it's not going to be that useful unless I get a lot of Cyclones. And then the Cyclones become more or less dead once the Fleet Beacon finishes. Yeah, I think Siege Tank Widow Mine and a concentration on Vikings will be my answer. Probably no armory as well. I don't think getting an armory and +1 for the Vikings will be worth it. Upgrades are more of a long game sort of thing. I think I'd rather just have 2 extra Vikings than have an armory and +1. The other option is to go into bio. Just build up enough of a bio ball until you got stim and combat shields, and then just kind of walk through all this. But you're a little bit vulnerable to getting picked away at while you're building up that ball. I think I like Vikings better. Now, he's also, having done Proxy Tempest myself when I was playing with Protoss, he's very vulnerable to counterattack. And the counterattack is actually, I think, where it's kind of the strength of this. So I should either put out Liberators or Medevac and drop whatever. A couple of Cyclones, some unupgraded Marines. Basically anything. You're facing drones or probes. So when the starter port finishes, I think my very first unit before I start spamming out Vikings should either be a Liberator or a Medevac. Which would be better? I do have this barracks doing nothing. If I make it just build Marines one at a time, it gives me something to drop. I could still open with a couple Cyclones off my first factory. And then once Tempests are out, that becomes my drop unit. Liberator's pretty good. Static defense like Cannon can't defend against Liberator. I think even with 3 cannons, he can't cover his mineral line properly. You'll still find somewhere to set up a Liberator. You need actually 4 cannons doing like a full square around it. And shutting down 1 gas geyser completely cripples a Tempest build. Minerals, they'll be floating that. Gas is their huge bottleneck. Okay. So factory, as soon as barracks finishes, we'll do a straight 1-1-1 build. Probably the first factory unit should be a Cyclone, I guess. We'll build 1 Cyclone, then build an add-on. I think the first Cyclone can have a lot of strength. And then Starport, 1 harass unit, and then start massing Vikings. Missile turrets. Okay, I'm good for next time. All right, with that, we'll call it the end of this video. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'm out of here. Goodbye.